Welcome to Each Drop. Today, we're going on a journey to understand one of Earth's most critical resources, guided by our little blue water droplet friend here. This graphic lays out our four main goals for the lesson. First, we'll explain the water cycle. Second, we'll learn to measure our daily water use. Third, we'll figure out how to stop water wastage. And fourth, we'll understand the basics of water recycling. Imagine all Earth's water fits into exactly 100 spoons. 97 are salty ocean water, 2 are locked in frozen ice caps. That leaves less than one single spoon for all our daily human use. Because our usable supply is so strictly limited, every single drop matters. We must treat fresh water as a finite, highly valuable resource. This brings us to the first step of the water cycle, evaporation. The sun's heat warms the water in our lakes and rivers. This causes the liquid to turn into an invisible gas called water vapor, which rises upward into the sky. You can actually see a version of this happening in your own kitchen. When a pot of water boils on the stove, the heat causes the liquid to evaporate into steam and lift into the surrounding air. Step 2 is condensation. When that rising water vapor hits the cold air higher up in the atmosphere, the chill cools the vapor down, causing the gas to cluster back together into tiny liquid droplets that form clouds. The water hasn't vanished. It is simply changing its physical state from a liquid on the ground to a gas in the air, and back into a liquid, all depending on the temperature. Let's quickly test your memory. What is the term for water turning into vapor when heated? If you said evaporation, you are correct. The third step is rain. This image illustrates the tipping point. When those clustered droplets inside the clouds become too heavy, gravity takes over and pulls the water back down to Earth. This overarching diagram connects all three steps. From the surface water evaporating to the vapor condensing into clouds and eventually falling back as rain, we see a continuous, unbroken loop known as the water cycle. Nature operates its own highly efficient recycling system. It constantly moves the exact same water through these stages to keep our planet hydrated. We rely heavily on this natural cycle. This split graphic highlights our major dependencies. Water is essential for growing our food and agriculture, running industrial factories, and generating hydroelectric power. To conserve water at home, we can practice domestic recycling. Notice how water used for washing vegetables is collected in a bowl rather than draining away. That saved kitchen water is then poured directly into a household potted plant. We can also catch water before it hits the ground. This cutaway illustration shows rainwater harvesting. Roof gutters capture the falling rain and funnel it directly into an underground storage tank so it can be used later. By reusing gray water from our sinks and capturing rainfall from our roofs, we actively prevent the waste of that one single spoon of fresh water we rely on to survive. This map highlights India's vast network of rivers and water resources. To help keep these expansive systems clean, certain species of fish live in our reservoirs and naturally help purify the water by eating algae and insects. Now it's your turn to help. As this final graphic shows, you can become a water hero by committing to use water wisely and never wasting a single drop. That wraps up our journey today. Be sure to review your lesson materials and attempt the practice questions. Goodbye.